Hi and hello, this is Dr. Sindhu here, and today we'll be going on to the next session. And here we have Dr. Karthikeyan sir with us, who will be discussing about the role of diet in nutrition and how it is relating with the lifestyle diseases, and how sedentary people who are following a malpracticed diet, everything comes under the discussion today. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, one thing is, like, wherever we look into, people are more obsessed these days about their appearance, about their their obesity, or even people those who are thin and lean. Even they are also obsessed, like they don't know what diet to be followed. So can you just explain to us, sir? So initially, what kind of diet has to be followed, and what any particular millets or whatever has to be followed. Please explain to us.
The diet and lifestyle is a very broad and very huge topic
Okay.
to be covered. We will do it in bite-sized information we can give them so that people are able to understand. And this advice is actually across the ages, across all medical conditions, all chronic medical conditions.
Okay.
Such as diabetes, your thyroid disorders, your autoimmune diseases, and even some forms of cancers.
Okay.
So now most of the diet, what we are taught in school,
Okay.
compartmentalizes the thing into the carbohydrate load, the protein, what you can eat, and the fat, and they give it in grams and they give it in calories and so on and so forth. But this dietary thing, what we are doing and we have been experimenting with our patients, has been giving a lot of good results.
Okay.
Now, one of my mentor, I would say, is Dr. Khaderwali, who is also known as the Millet Man of India. He has done extensive research on millets over the last 35-40 years. And you can find a lot of his talks on YouTube in various languages, where he talks about these millets, or sirdhanya as it's called. Millets were actually native to our country for a very long time. They don't need huge amounts of water to grow. They can grow in very arid spaces. Even 100 to 200 liters of water is enough for a complete 100 kg to grow 100 kg of millets. According to Dr. Kadarwali, the millets are classified as positive millets and neutral millets. Now, the positive millets is what we should be aiming to have in our diet. Positive millets are your little millet, your kodo millet, your foxtail millet, your barnyard millet, and brown top millet. Now, they are called you have different names for them in all the languages, in Tamil, in Telugu, and in Hindi. These millets, actually, the way, if you take them, the way as prescribed by Dr. Kaderwali, if you start using them, it leads to reversal of diseases. Now, the disease reversal happens not immediately, but takes about 18 months to 24 months for the disease reversal to happen. What happens why does disease reversal happen? Basically, every cell in our body undergoes transformation. They get shed off and a new cell is formed for that body. Kidney and the brain takes 7 years for it to completely regenerate. Whereas every other cell apart from those two organs is regenerated in a span of 18 months to 2 years. And that is why the entire illness can be reversed in a span of 18 months to 2 years, provided you are on this completely nutritious, toxin-free diet, which will be millet diet. An example what we can give is millet needs, let's say 300 liters of water for 100 kg of millet. For the same 100 kg of white rice, you need 10,000 liters of water. Imagine the amount of pesticides in the 10,000 liters of water versus the amount of pesticides in this 200 to 300 liters of water. That is one very important thing. And the second thing is, all the rice, white rice or the wheat what we use is all refined and polished. So everything, all these good things are all removed, and it's only the sugar spike which these foods give. So that is also another big problem. So the diabetes has moved on from, they used to be doing a sugar level. They started doing fasting sugars and postprandial sugars. They have moved on to doing HbA1c in an average of 3 monthly sugars. Now they have actually moved on from that, and they actually talk about something called time under the curve. Now, time under the curve means the longer your sugar value is under control during a 24-hour period, better it is for your system. It doesn't cause any damage to your kidneys or eyes or heart or so on and so forth. So you want your sugar levels to be under the curve for a longer period of time, as long as possible. Now, how can we maintain the time under the curve with the current food habits? It's very difficult because of the refined sugar. Whatever we're eating, it just spikes our sugar. It just goes above the curve. So we either go with millets or we go with colored rice, which is the black rice, and some certain varieties of samba rice. They have a very low glycemic index foods. So the food habits and food patterns of the people needs to be aligned with these kind of changes so that it helps to the people. We can also at the same time talk about salt. Now, instead of using white salt, because most of our soil is deficient of all the minerals. Previously, our soil used to contain a lot of minerals, the magnesium, the zinc, and things like that. So, because of the deficiencies, the enzyme systems in our body don't work properly. So, instead of using again a pure white salt, which is again devoid of all the good things, you can use a Himalayan pink salt, which contains the magnesium and things like that. So these certain changes with regard to the what is the right kind of grains to be eating, what is the right kind of salt. Similarly, we say absolutely no to refined oils. Anything which is refined seed oils or vegetable oils are not doing you good. In fact, the good oils you can actually count in your fingers. They are actually the coconut oil, the sesame oil, the groundnut oil. And again, we can go in depth in any of these topics and discuss about the double bonds and single bonds and all the linoleic acid and things like that. But in general, when we draw a graph and see when is the actual spike in the cardiac illness in the population as a whole, it correlates very closely to when seed oils and these refined oils were introduced into our diet. So those are the dietary changes which I would like to see happen in the community, the patients.
So, do you think how far it is having a reversal effect, sir?
The reversal
the bloods when you check the diabetes or lipids. So, how does it reverse actually? So,
the reversal effect actually these days you see on TikTok everyone claiming to reverse the diabetes and things, but actually we have seen the average sugars from HbA1c of in double digits drop to a very manageable single digit, so much so they are not on any medications. Now you can ask whether this is actually possible. The body, if we think our body as a temple,
okay,
and we actually worship the temple and we do all the right things, the right kind of food, right kind of sleep habits, right kind of bowel habits, right kind of everything which you will be doing in a temple, then automatically the body is capable of functioning in a way where it doesn't need any medicine, where it doesn't need any external chemicals. So that is the beauty with our systems. The systems, see, they say whatever stuff you put in, that's what comes out. So you put in good things into your system, you get excellent results. So your obesity, your skin issues, your gut issues, everything, the starting point or the base point is we start with our lifestyle modification, of which the diet is the most important thing.
So it actually reverses and it helps.
It does reverse, and we have seen that in our patients. We have documented results in our patients. There are a lot of doctors, like for example, there is a Dr. Thangadurai in Coimbatore, who is doing some excellent good work along the same lines. And he's also teaching and encouraging a lot of young doctors to follow these kind of things so that they can also give the same kind of good results to their patients.
And these days, I see a lot of people working in IT actually as a professional. So, I don't think they have been into a proper hydration state even as well, because they start working in these systems and they forget even to drink water also. So, hydration and what kind of specific diet they should follow.
See, we see a lot of IT professionals because of our location. Purely because of location, we are located in a place called Thiruvanmiyur, which is just a stone's throw away from about or 5 to 10 IT parks within a radius of 1 kilometer. Variety of cases of the IT professionals whom we see. You're right, you're very right when you say they don't even drink enough water.
Yeah.
They are not aware of what is the right foods to take. They are not aware of the timings when to take the food. They work till the UK and US timing and they finish at 3 or 4 in the morning, and then they are having a meal at that time of the day, uh, which is very unfortunate, and they are not aware of what is fizzy drinks, so they drink 3 to 4 cans of cola a day. I've seen one 26-year-old chap. He was not 90, he was a sales guy, and his sugars were through the roof, about 500, 400. And when we asked him, what are you doing, when we sat and took a history, he says, sir, this is hot weather, I go out, I drink 6 cans of Coke a day.
Okay.
Now the 6 cans of Coke a day has messed up his pancreas, and completely he was and when we actually told him this is actually not right, do you know that this is not right to take 6 cans of Coke a day? He said, no sir, I didn't know that. I am thirsty, I should drink. What should I drink? So people, it's education to actually make them understand that you're not eating, you should eat at regular intervals, you should eat in a reasonable time frame, you should have a good physical activity, and that encompasses good health. So we do have challenges with the IT crowd, we have challenges with the people who have got young children.
Yeah.
And who are working, both parents are working, and we have got challenges with chronic diseases in older people as well, but we try and address most of them, and almost everybody, we try and address them with these kind of suggestions, and whoever is following the suggestions to the dot and they cross the T's, then we are getting good results with them, excellent results with them. Now people who actually followed it and they have reversed their illness, and maybe after a year or so they go back to their little bit, they get a leeway and go back to their old habits also, they're still able to maintain their health to some extent.
Okay.
But if they completely go off the track, then it's very difficult to you have to again get them back from the scratch.
Okay.
But that is how our system works.
Okay. And these days, besides being into an IT professional, even like into another occupation like sedentary people, and also teenagers as well, they keep on snacking and they don't hydrate themselves. So first thing is, you talked about the diet. The second thing is role of hydration. So what other things could help them to change their lifestyle completely?
The children, we see the children are a big challenge, two reasons. One is they have this smart media, telephones or whatever, the gadgets in front of them. And who is giving to them? It's the parents who are giving to them, because they want some quiet time or downtime. They are hooked onto these things and they play these games and they spend hours playing games on that. So they are actually not outside. They are not exposed to the sun. They are not able to make friends. Then we see a lot of learning issues with the children. The younger they are, then you see the autistic spectrum in these children. All these things, coupled with the fact that their eating habits itself are not good, is causing a lot of issues, so much so that you see a lot of special schools around in and around this area, where a lot of therapies go on for these kids. Now we have some solutions for even these difficult children, and again, even those children, I have seen wonderful results when they change to a millet-based diet, a diet free of gluten, diet free of dairy. Preferably a vegetarian diet will go a long way in healing whatever health condition or complication you have at this point in time. One of the biggest things with diet is cancer is cancer. Now, you go to any oncology, any of the big oncology hospitals and setup, importance given to diet there, I feel is not as much. When you are able to, for a simple thing like diabetes, which is reversible, you are asking the patient to go off bananas, go off mangoes, go off supporters, not eat any of that. You're asking the patient not to take direct sugar. You're asking the patient not to do this, do that. In cancer, which is a much more severe issue, should you not be talking about cancer and nutrition in a much more bigger way? Should there be not bigger funding or whatever they want to do, in terms of research, in terms of what foods you should be eating and you should not be eating? So our take on these things are, see, when a certain group of foods like black rice or millets or certain things are very good, which have got low glycemic index and low toxin, low pesticide, low food, are good for your simple conditions like arthritis and diabetes and things. Those foods are also invariably good for cancer patients. So we should be focusing, and we should be training our next generation of doctors into saying how important nutrition is right at that stage.
Okay. So how do you think about the influence of walking and exercise? Any exercise. I don't want to specify about with walking. Any exercise. What is the role of exercise to reverse or to bring back the healthy lifestyle routine?
See, exercise is very important. It has to be an important part and has to be a daily part of someone's routine. The basic anybody can do is a half an hour or 45 minutes of a walking, which usually should end up with sweating, because then only you're pushing the toxins out of your system. Again, in our lifestyle, where do we see? We see the IT people there, we see the young kids who are on the heavier side, we see schools which don't have enough playground area. So the problem is everywhere. It's not just one issue. So it's across the board problem, but it will help. Exercise per se will not reduce your reverse anything. Exercise in conjunction with calorie restriction. When you reduce your calorie intake, when you optimize your calorie intake, along with that, if you are using exercise as an add-on modality, and exercise has various other benefits by getting the right enzymes and the right hormones to be produced, So that is how exercise as an adjuvant to the right eating habits and the right nutraceuticals and so on and so forth will help bring about a change to their metabolism, what is happening.
Thank you so much for sparing with us and patiently listening to all the questions. And I hope all the viewers' point of questions and queries would have been answered. So anyway, we'll be coming back to you with another interesting session. And thank you so much.
Thank you.